Hi guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to learn about advanced set operations. That is, why sets are useful. So let's say we've got some friends, Bob, Rolf and Anne, and then we have two friends that are abroad, Bob and Anne. If only Bob and Anne are abroad, that means that Rolf must not be abroad. So the local friends are actually a set with a single element, Rolf. This is how you define a set with a single element, exactly the same as with multiple elements, but you don't have a comma with more elements after it, so you've got just your single friend inside the curly braces. However, if you add more friends, or you add Rolf to the abroad friends, of course this variable will not change. That's because you're saying that this variable contains a set with a string Rolf inside it. It is not related to these two sets. So instead of hard coding the set to be a single element, we're going to use these two sets to calculate who is local, which friends are not abroad. And the way to do that is by doing friends.difference abroad. So what this does is it calls the difference function inside friends. And this function here takes in another set. And what this will do is it'll take this set and remove from it the elements in this set. So we will essentially calculate the difference between the two sets with this one as the starting point. So it will take away Bob and Anne, leaving you just with Rolf. You can indeed print that out, and you'll see what I mean. So there we have our single set, Rolf. Notice that if you do abroad.difference with friends, you're going to get something different, because abroad has two elements, Bob and Anne, and what you're going to do is you're going to remove from this set the elements in this set. So you're going to take away Bob and Anne, and Rolf as well, but Rolf is not even there. So you're going to end up with an empty set. Indeed, if we run this, you'll see that you get an empty set at the bottom. And by the way, this is the notation for an empty set. If you want to create one that's empty with no elements at all, you have to use set and then normal brackets. And that is also how Python tells you about an empty set. So again, difference takes one set and removes the elements in this other set from it. If instead of a list of friends and a list of friends who are abroad, we had a list of local friends and a list of abroad friends, we can also calculate the total friends using another set operation. So what we'll say is friends is now local.union abroad. And what union does is it unites two sets and it gives you the total of both. Here we will add to Rolf, Bob and Anne, and we will end up with a set that contains Rolf, Bob and Anne. So if we print friends, you'll see that that is indeed what we get back. Now let's say we've got a bunch of friends, some of whom study art and some of whom study science. So the friends who study art are Bob, Jen, Rolf and Charlie, and the ones who study science are Bob, Jen, Adam and Anne. So you can see that Bob and Jen actually study both art and science, Rolf and Charlie study art only, and Adam and Anne study science only. You already know how to calculate from these two sets, the ones that study art only, and the ones that study science only, by using the previous operations. But what we don't know is how to find out which ones study both subjects. So that is where intersection comes in. We can say that another variable, both, is art.intersection science. And then if we print both, you'll see that the output will be Bob and Jen. I'd encourage you to have a play around with these set operations because they can be a little tricky to understand fully. But once you've given them a go and you've tried them out, I'm sure it'll all be much clearer. In the resources section of this lecture or in the description below in the video, I'm going to link a couple of blog posts that we've written on these set operations that also add a few more that can be helpful as well, such as symmetric difference. Thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.